Well, it's on me. I need to open the statement.
No, what's a good question?
We're still undefeated.
Willie, what was that little victory lap at the end? Just protecting the fans?
Yeah, just wanted to let them know how I appreciate them coming out and showing up. That was a very impressive crowd for a spring game, and a lot of energy in there, and just kind of give us a little preview of what it's going to be like that first ball game. That was really impressive, to come out there and see that, and it said a lot. And like I told our team in the locker room how our fans showed them how much they appreciate us and how they're behind us. It's on us to take care of our business this off season and to get better so we can go out and show them how much we appreciate them in the way that we play.
Willie, what does it mean to you personally that you guys didn't ask them to come break a record or do anything like that? You just said, love to see you guys here, and they packed the place.
To me, that's Florida State. That's what we're all about. Our fans love this place. They're passionate about it, and that's how it should be. There's high expectations around here for everyone, our fans and us, and they showed it. They did their part, and they showed up, and again, that was big time. That was impressive. I had to pull out my phone and take a picture of myself. It's like, no, that's pretty cool.
Willie, there's a lot of big plays and a lot of things you probably liked, but it's rare you see a spring game there wasn't a single turnover from scrimmage by either quarterback. And how tough is that to do in a spring game?
It's pretty tough. I'm sure if we'd have made the quarterback live or some of those balls where we blew the whistle, some of those fumbles, snaps and stuff, they could have got the ball back then. But no, the guys did a good job taking care of the ball, and which is important. We always talk about taking care of the ball. I'm a little disappointed defensively we didn't get any takeaways because that's something we stress throughout spring ball. So I'm sure those guys are going to watch the film and be disappointed on both sides of the ball that they didn't get a takeaway. And that's things that we need. We need takeaways. We can't go a game without having a takeaway.
Willie, how pleased were you with the way both offenses ran?
We can be a lot better. I didn't think we were as consistent as we would like to be. I know with the gold team there were too many mistakes, drive killers. They have a good drive and then have a bad snap that'll put them back and sacking it along, or a false start that put them back. And those are things we can't have. We got to give ourselves a chance to run a play, to get those penalties before the ball even snapped. That's unacceptable. We can't be that way. We can't beat ourselves like that. So there's a lot of things we got to clean up. But it was also good to see those guys make some plays out there, and especially when they making plays when it's not the first unit together. You got a mixture of guys in there playing together. And that's one thing I like about our spring game is you have different guys playing out there, and they got to learn to work together. And you just never know when you get to the season how someone go down and somebody else got to step in and play. So it was good to see those guys that didn't necessarily play with each other all spring go out there and still execute plays, which tell me guys are getting better.
So much of the production today came from guys who really didn't play a lot last year, if at all. What's that kind of say about the lethal simplicity you're looking for?
I think you said we have some kids that didn't play last year, and they worked really hard this spring, and they're pretty good football players, and so I'm glad that they redshirted, a lot of them, but that's only the beginning for those guys, and it shows that we have some talent at those positions, and guys that's going to help us, some guys that we didn't see last year play that's going to help us this year. I wouldn't necessarily say it's because of lethal simplicity, but it's because we got some good players.
The moment in the beginning of the game with Derek, his brother, coming back and surprising him, did you know about that, and just what is that like to witness?
I did. I knew about it, and it was special. I teared up myself. You hadn't seen his brother in 2 years, and you just can only imagine what he goes through every day, probably praying for his brother and praying that he come back home safe, and then for his brother to surprise him like that, I thought it was big time, and we appreciate his brother for everything he do for us in our country, and I know that just probably made Derek's day, knowing that his brother was here. He got another chance to see his brother alive and well, and hug him in front of all those people. That was big time.
How long did you know about
I think I probably knew for about 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm.
Tough to keep secret?
Not that kind of secret. You know, he knew that was going to turn out really well. So I saw him. I was told about 2 weeks ago, and to be honest with you, I kind of forgot about it. And then I saw his brother in our lobby, and man, this is going to be pretty cool.
Obviously, you haven't watched the film, but what were your impressions of the two quarterbacks?
They did some good things, bad things. It can be better. You know, I was really impressed with Bailey because Bailey's been hobbled by his foot, and but for him to go out and execute and lead his team to victory says a lot about him and what he's all about. And then James made some plays too, but I think James needs some help. You know, he can't have those drop balls. You know, that takes away. And I didn't think necessarily got in rhythm. I didn't think James got in the rhythm. We probably could have did a better job of getting him in some rhythm, help him out a little bit. But I will say Bailey has some good receivers on that side to help him too. You know, but he did a good job getting the ball to him. And again, for him to be hobbled and execute his offense the way he did was impressive.
Coach, one of those receivers, Tamari and Terry, one touchdown. Maybe should have had two. Just for your thoughts on this play tonight.
He only had one?
He only had one.
He tried to get me and say he had two.
He almost
He
had
tried to. Oh, boy. I told him we'll see it on film, but yeah, I'm with you. He had one. No, but Terry, he's a really good player, you know, and he's one of the guys that caught my attention as soon as I got here when I got a chance to watch bowl practice. He was one of the first guys that I noticed. He was one of the first guys that I was able to remember his name because he was making plays every day out of practice. And it was good to go through spring and get to know him a little better and also see him and knowing how you're going to be able to use him come the fall time. But I think he's going to be a good, not good football player, but a big-time football player for us.
Willie, does we get a little glimpse of the different ways you can use DJ? The pass, receiving, obviously, you know, jet sweeps maybe, but is GJ going to be kind of a versatile player for you?
Yeah, he can do a lot for us. You know, he's a ball player. You know, we got to find ways to get the ball in his hand because he's special once he has it in his hand. And we'll move him around and again, try to exploit defenses as much as we can and get him in space. I mean, the kid is really good at space, and he can stop on a dime and like those kind of guys. He can stop on a dime and go 0 to 60 real quick.
Coach, you had a ton of alumni players here for tonight's game. More than one of them told me they had never seen this many guys back for a spring game. So what does that mean to you personally?
It means the world because we that's something that we wanted from day one. We talked about getting our former players back for spring ball and make it a weekend for them. You know, so often you have weekends or alumni weekends, usually in the fall, and I didn't want it to be in the fall. I wanted it to be all about them, you know, and give me an opportunity to get around them as well and share my vision with them. But it's also it's also great that they come around and our players get to see them, you know, see the guys that play here, see the guys that help build this program, and come back and show their passion and pride for this university. And it's on our guys to continue that, what they started, you know, and it's hard to sit around and just talk to our guys about it and without them seeing and knowing some of those guys. So that was really good, and it was just good to see them all. You've seen guys from the 60s, you've seen guys from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. I mean, you've seen them all, and to me, that's what it's all about. You know, this place is special. We have so much tradition and so many great players, and it's their football team. It's their football program, and we always want them back. We want them involved, and me personally, like I told them last night, again, there's over 300 guys there, which was really impressive. It shouldn't matter who's the football coach here. It's their football program. They play here. They have blood, sweat, and tears here, and no matter who the coach is, they should always be here and support their team and take pride in their university.
With so many other running backs, a guy like Kalen can kind of slip through the cracks. How much did he kind of show tonight? He's a guy who really can't be forgotten in that competition.
Well, it was funny because we talked as a staff, and we all felt like he was going to have a big game tonight. Why? Kid is highly competitive, and again, he's had a really good spring. But we really thought he was going to be the guy to come in this spring game and have heck of a spring game, and he did. So kudos to the coaches for talking it up. They spoke it into existence, But Kalen's had a really good spring. He's a good football player, and I tell you what, I'm really proud of the kid because he's growing up big time, and he's maturing slowly but surely. And I think today's going to just add on to what he can do for us.
Is there any concern about the running game after Kalen? Other his long run, there really wasn't a whole lot of production out of that. Or is that just splitting up the offense?
I think a little splitting of the offense and play calling. You throw the ball a lot and you can't run it. But again, it was good to see some of those runs, some of those explosive runs. I probably would have called a lot more runs if I were those guys. And considering the way the Lions were, I would call a lot more. But I saw some good things. I saw some bad things. Again, that's part of it. We got to make sure we make some corrections and excuse me, and get better.
Do you get the sense from the players or from people in the community that you've spoken with, or players coming up to you saying there's a different attitude around here now, or they feel a little bit more excitement around here, that things are just kind of different than they have been?
Yeah, they're different. They should be different. We're doing a little different, but you can sense the energy around the whole community, and yes, our players, I see that every single day. I don't have to pull any teeth to get those guys to come out and practice. They're fired up at practice every day, and that's half the battle when you can get guys come out there and ready to compete, and you don't have to scream and yell at them to get them going. That's pretty cool. But everywhere you walk around in Tallahassee, you see the excitement. You hear it in people when they talk about it, and then when you walk out in that stadium and see it the way that it was, there's nothing but juice, energy, excitement, which says a lot. I think the whole Seminole family is excited about what's going on, and we got to continue to build on that excitement.
So what happened today totally exceeded your expectations?
Oh, yeah.
Expectations?
Well, I wouldn't say I necessarily had expectations of what I was going to see out there. I was very, very impressed. I was very impressed, but again, it goes back to what I always thought Florida State was, and how our fans are, and they're so passionate about our school, and they showed that today, man. That was big time. I mean, driving in to work this morning and just seeing people walking around campus, seeing tailgate, it's pretty cool for a spring game, for them all to come and show they love, man. And it's on us to make sure we do all our part to keep them happy as well.
Well, you've installed your offense at a couple schools now. Would you say it's ahead of schedule, on schedule? How would you compare this install to previous times?
I say it's right on schedule. We're not as good as we want to be, and we're not as bad as we thought we would be. It's kind of right on schedule. We got a lot of work to do, and I think this offseason is going to say a lot about our football team and how much work they put in themselves, because now there's the time where we can't be around. Our coach is going to be out recruiting, and I think this is where the leadership really take place. But more importantly, it's going to show me how serious our guys are about getting better and getting our football program back to where we know it should be, by the work that they put in the offseason when the coaches aren't around. So it's going to be big. They understand the plays and things we're doing now and understand how we practice. So it's going to be big for them to take that through the offseason and do it amongst each other.
Was this the hard stuff that you installed, these 15 practices? Do you expect to get more out of the summer workouts when you can install more in that time frame?
Well, what I expect for this offseason is for our guys to go and start back over from day one of spring ball and again, go over that stuff even more. I think it's important that, again, our guys understand the foundation of what we're going to do, so come training camp, we can put in a lot more and a lot sooner, but we put the foundation of the offense and defense, which allow our guys to go out and practice and work on their craft daily and understand it, so that's going to be big. But our guys got to do it, If they're not out there working and doing those things, then it doesn't matter at all. So, but we're going to see who's going to barbecue, who's going to mildew.
Coach, with DeAndre Francois and his incident Thursday, what's the status with the team, and what are some things that you're hoping to see from him moving forward after Thursday?
He's still with our football team. DeAndre and I, we talk, and like I told you guys, we're going to handle it internally, but he talked. He understands his responsibility as a student athlete here, and he understands my expectations and what I'm looking for, especially when it comes to our quarterback. You know, he's got to be smart about who he's around and what he's around, and make good decisions. And I advise him to just make sure he's around his teammates all the time.
Is he still on track rehab-wise?
He is. He is.
So what's the timetable?
Again, he'll be out with the team during this off season and working, and come training camp, he should be full go to get out there and compete and be ready to roll.
Got time for a couple more.
Coach, before the spring, you said something along the lines of you wanted to see what this team was good at to build on going into the offseason. I guess now that you've had 15 practices offensively, were things that you guys have as kind of an identity, and same thing for defense?
What we're good at? We're good at playing football. Again, I think we can run the football. I mean, we can throw the football. I think the big thing for us now is being consistent, and the only way they can be consistent is knowing exactly how and why we're doing the things, you know, and being able to do it over and over again. The same thing defensively. Those guys are doing some really good things. Coach Barnett doing some really good things on that side of the ball. Some things that gave us some problems throughout the spring as well, you know. But we just got to continue to get better at them. You know, I thought our guys, especially defensively, did a great job of getting to the ball, run stopping. Our D-line, I think, is going to be the strength of our defense and what they can do. And I mean, there's a lot of things we didn't do tonight that you guys will see in the fall. So we kind of kept it vanilla tonight, which was pretty good. And it was good to see that we were able to be productive by being simple.
Jaden, he's only been on campus for a couple months and he had 9 tackles. Is that kind of an indication of what kind of player he can be?
Yeah, Jaden's a dude. Yeah, he's a dude, man. He's that kid's come here and he's done everything he told me he was gonna do. You know, he said, "Coach, I'm not coming way over here from the West Coast to stand over beside you." He said, "I'm coming here to play, Coach," and he's impressed all of us, not just coaches, but his teammates and all. I'm more fired up about that more than anything, just how his entire teammates embraces him and welcome him in here. But I think it's because of who he is and what he stands for, you know, on and off the field. He's going to be out there competing with the best. He's not backing down to anyone. He's one of those guys you got to tell him to slow down and stop. And then he's going to go to class. He's going to try to be the best student he can be in the classroom, and he's going to do the right things away from here. And I'm not just saying just with his teammates. I see him with other athletes on campus and just how they've embraced him too, which I think is pretty cool because he hadn't been here that long. But it says a lot about who he is and what he stands for, and he's going to make our football team a lot better.
Coach, what did you tell Coach Odell when his part of the Seminole rap came on?
I just wanted to make sure everybody was looking and paying attention to it because I know some of our players probably hadn't seen it before. I saw it once, you know, and I just thought it was pretty cool. I was actually waiting, you know. I saw everybody else. I'm like, they got to get Odell's part on it. They got to do it. And sure enough, it came up, and he was a little slimmer back then, you know, a little quicker. But that was pretty cool. You just don't see that in Odell, you know. That was the young Odell, I guess, you know. And we were young, we do some crazy things, but that was pretty cool.
Got you release the single digit?
Not until the fall, not until we get in training. They still got to do some things. Again, you gotta, like I say, you gotta be a dude, you know, be a good football player, but you gotta do well in the classroom, and you gotta do well in our community, and do well away from football. You know, all those 3 things. There's 3 things I evaluate our guys on, and that's them being the best football player they can be, the best student they can be, and have the best character they can have. You know, and if our guys got those 3 things in order, they can get their jobs back, they numbers back. But if they don't, they'll play with the numbers they had today.
Okay, anything else come as a surprise to you tonight that you could probably work on offensively or defensively?
I wouldn't say come as a surprise, but I do know there's a lot of work to be done. You know, we're nowhere near where we want to be, and that's the beauty is we have a lot of time to continue to work before we have to be where we need to be, because we have one heck of an opponent that first game. So we got to make sure we're working on that daily. And I will say this, last but not least, I enjoyed working with some of you guys this spring. Enjoyed coming out every morning. Appreciate you and look forward to it. Matt, thanks for coming up here. Appreciate you. You're part of the fan base. Come way up here to watch us. I love it. But thank you all very much. And you all have a great rest of the night if you want to. You going to see Salt and Pepper? Vanilla Ice? Got to report on that, right?
Some of us have to work.
You can work and push it. Push it. Ice.